If you missed yesterday's upload, you missed a topic where we broke down the important ratings that you need to look at for a run scheme or a pass scheme in Madden 22. Now, in today's video, we're going to stay looking at the offensive line. Today's topic is going to be blitz pickups. And we're going to be looking at the 3 or 4 most popular blitz metas in Madden 22. And what you need to do individually against each of those to make sure that you have time in the pocket. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 4 blitz schemes that a lot of players are using in Madden 22. These are probably the 4 most popular blitz styles that you'll face in online head-to-head play. And let's start it off with the main one that we face every single day, which is the nickel 3-3-5 wide. Now, this is notoriously known as the Mike Blitz 3, Mike Blitz 0 meta. This is a blitz style that a lot of players still don't understand cannot be blocked by a running back consistently. I'm not saying that you can't occasionally get a running back to pick it up. However, this is one that you do not really want to leave your running back in to try to pick up. Just want to say thank you so much for helping me reach 12,000 subscribers here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. It is the spring of 2022 and we're still pushing upwards with the channel. Things are really growing, not only here on the YouTube channel, but also on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Zan Madden, where I also stream Monday through Friday in the afternoons. And obviously on the Gridiron Game Plans website and in our Discord, where there's a ton of awesome community conversation. If you guys could do me a quick favor, make sure you guys, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button as we push for 13,000 subscribers. And now back to the video. So this is really a formation that requires a tight end being attached to your line. Let's go ahead and kind of show you what happens when you decide to go with like a spread offense or run an offense in which you actually send your tight end out on a route and try to block your running back to pick this up. It's not going to go well for the offense. So I'm going to start by blocking my running back here. The blitz setup for the Mike Blitz 3, and there's a million of them, so I might not touch on your favorite way to set this up. There's a pinch version, there's a spread version, there's a crash up, crash down. There's a million different ways to get looping contains in this formation, but that is the general meta of this formation. So let's start off with like maybe a spread your defensive line, crash them out, global blitz your linebackers, QB contain, and pass commit. Now, I think it's most consistent when you stand in the opposite gap from the running back. Most players will shade their coverage down to play hard flats. Sometimes they'll mix in Mabel coverage in which they'll set their blues to 30 and their purples to 5, and they'll, rush 3. But in general, the main blitz meta with this looks like this: sending 5, your user is blitzed, and then they peel back in coverage. Now, what I said is that the running back will not pick this up. So if this is done right, you should see this guy loop all the way around the running back and get to the quarterback for a sack, just like you saw right there. This also applies to the pinch meta. Let's say I wanted to pinch the defense, global blitz, crash my defensive line down, QB contain, pass commit. Again, if the running back is blocking, that is not the player that you really want to do this. He'll just run all the way around him and get to the quarterback for a sack. So for those of you that try to run offenses and block the running back against 3-3-5 wide and you hate facing this, you have to use a tight end. So now we're on the field here with a tight end in line or as a wing off the ball. And as long as you block the tight end, this blitz will be picked up. So naturally, a lot of you probably have faced verticals with the tight end blocking, run just like this. This will suffice against this style blitz. Now, naturally, you're going to have to set up route combos that beat whatever your opponent is adjusting behind this blitz from a zone or individually manned up perspective. But this is the way that you handle this. So let's start off with the first version where we spread and, crash up, QB contain, pass commit. If we run it this way, you're going to see here the tight end picks it up and you're able to kind of throw the ball out to the running back. Now, there are still a lot of random disengages in this game. You saw right there that we basically had kind of a contain, just disengage for no reason right there. That sometimes is going to happen. That doesn't mean that you screwed up on your blitz pickup. That's just Madden 22 being Madden 22.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Thank you for checking out this free content over here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. If you guys are enjoying this content, make sure that you guys also check out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we go over the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counteract those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every game plan on the site all year long for just a low price of $9.95 a month. And you guys get access to our Discord channel, where we have members of the Gridiron Game Plans community chatting daily, helping each other get better at the game. And this also includes a lab session every single Wednesday night on the channel. So make sure you guys get over to the website. If you guys are looking for the best escape artist defense in the community, you have to look no further. GridironGamePlans.gg. Now back to the video. Again, if you block the tight end in general against the 3-3-5 wide, you're going to end up picking it up. Again, I know that there are ways that some players are actually still looping the tight end as well. That is far less meta. So we're not going to focus on that in this video. Again, blocking the tight end is the general way to pick this up. And you see right here, that ends up allowing you to throw a laser and no pressure on the quarterback. So when you're facing the 3-3-5 wide, you want to block your tight end. Very, very simple. Our next blitz meta that we're going to focus on is the 2-4-5 odd, and the play is known as pinch 2. Pinch 2 is probably the second most spammed blitz that you'll find in online head-to-head play.
And tonight you're gonna break your one rule. I'm considering it. No, there's only minutes left, so you're gonna have to play my little game if you want to save one of them.
And the way that most players tend to run this is on base align. So they're gonna base align their defense. Some of them will press. A lot of them will likely put their soft squats into cloud flats. Sometimes you'll see them shade underneath for playing, hard flats and shaded down vert hooks. But in general, what they're going to do is they're going to take their linebacker and they're going to stand outside and behind the defensive end, and they're going to swoop down and back at the snap, right at the guard. And if you go 5 out, meaning all 5 players running a route against this, what you can likely expect is this nose tackle to pop off of the center. And a lot of times you're going to get a screwed up pickup of the edge rushers, which are the outside linebacker in the corner, as well as these defensive ends slanting to the inside. This is another blitz that is very, very popular, but it can be inconsistent. So here's a really good example of how this blitz works. You see right there that the user is the player with the blue ring underneath of him. When the ball is snapped, your opponent is likely to take a run directly at the guard and the center, which causes the center to push off the nose tackle to a guard. The guard then has to push or retarget to pick up that nose tackle, which leaves the tackle on this side 2-on-1. The tackle pushes the defensive end through the B gap to nobody to pick up the edge rusher. Meanwhile, here on this side, you get a lot of weird retargeting as well, where sometimes you end up with the looper coming in free. So in this example, we actually got the outside linebacker off the left edge and the defensive end through the right B gap with a 5-man rush against a 5-man protection. If you're struggling with picking this up, what I would highly recommend that you do with this is block the running back. A lot of players make the mistake of blocking the tight end because they think that just like the 3-3-5 wide, if you block the tight end, that's going to pick it up. Now, I'm not saying that that will never be the case where the tight end blocking will, pick up the blitz. I'm just saying that if you consistently want to pick up this blitz, you're going to be better off doing it with the running back. Because again, you're still going to get some weird disengages like you saw right there, where you swoop down at the line, and for some reason that left tackle is very confused, no matter how good they are. That's the man of the year right there at left tackle, Andrew Whitworth. So again, you're going to see here, this is a 6-man protection with the tight end blocking. This is not the advised pass protection scheme that I would use against this, because again, all the user has to do is run at the tackle. You get some weird pass off logic and guys come in free off the edge. So what you want is to block the running back. If you block the running back, you're going to end up noticing that you're going to be in a much better position. So let me go ahead and call halfback under, the verticals halfback under, block the running back. Again, the setup for this blitz is to baseline, press. A lot of players are going to play cloud flats. They're going to pass commit. Some of them will pinch their linebackers, others won't. But the general rule of thumb is they're going to stand right here. When this ball is snapped, they're going to swoop at the line. You see right there that even in that spot, it actually ended up being a sack. So this is a very, very tough meta to deal with. If you guys are looking for a consistent way to pick this up, this is not a contain blitz. This is not a contain blitz. So much like the example where I showed you in 3-3-5 wide, that was a contain. The running back can't handle a contain, but he can handle a free runner off the edge if you want to target. So if blocking the running back is resulting in that pressure right there, where they're coming in free off the edge either way and the running back is standing up in the middle, you can go ahead and add a single step to this, which is going to make this a lot easier. Again, this is not a contained blitz. So what you could do is block the running back, slide protect away from the running back, and you'll notice that you're going to bring up the mic icon. put it on this edge rusher over here. That's going to tell the running back that that is his guy, and that the remaining 5 rushers, or the remaining 4 rushers, Sue is 1, nose tackle is 2, 3, and 4 will be left to the 5 offensive linemen. So in this case, when they go to do this, the running back is there looking at him. You see that your pocket looks a lot better. Naturally, right here, I need a little bit more space to have the one-play touchdown. We got it anyways off the tip. Great game. But that is how you can pick that up. So another way that you actually can do this, I did say that you can't block a tight end. If you can somehow, some way against this blitz, get your tight end over to the outside linebacker side. This is a very, very underrated way to pick this up. So, you know, if you're running, you know, into people that are swooping at your line, a lot of players want that nickel corner on the tight end side. So what ends up happening is they're in a spot where now all of a sudden Higbee is going to block the outside linebacker, and you should actually be fine the other way. Again, this is still a very random blitz. So a lot of times you're going to end up with something like that. You see right there, it picked it up just fine. And because they're swooping, that opens up your running back wheel, because they have to swoop at the line to be able to make the blitz work. That is the general theme for everybody who runs this style of defense, is they swoop at the line. Now, I was going to do an example out of the dollar, but the dollar DB strike 2 or DB fire 2 is the exact same principle. So you will use the blocking schemes that I just gave you here in this example against that particular style blitz. Now let's head over to the hot blitz meta of the month, which is cover 0 blitzing. Cover 0 blitzing is obviously done mainly out of 2 formations, the double A gap and the 4-3 even 6-1. You're going to utilize the same style of blitz pickup against both of these blitz formations. So let's start off here with, you know, kind of just a generic, I'm going to go doubles weak. It all comes down to, when you are facing a 0 blitz meta, whether or not they are touching up the center. And what I mean by that is, we've all faced, you know, this style of defense where they kind of bring it down here, they global blitz all, and then they hang out, right? And if the running back runs a route, then they jump it. If the running back stays in the block, then they can guard whoever they want with the remaining players. This is a very, very aggressive blitz meta. But the important thing that you have to do as an offensive player is pay attention to their user. If the user is touching the center, this is technically a 7-man blitz, meaning that you're not going to be able to block the running back and pick this up, because they're using their user to occupy the center, and then they peel back in coverage, which leaves the 6 rushers against the remaining 5 players, which would be the 2 guards, 2 tackles, and the running back. So if they're guaranteeing their pressure by touching up the center, you have to block 7 against this. But let's start off with just kind of the general rule of thumb. If they are running this blitz right here and they're not touching the center, all you have to do is block the running back, slide protect away from the running back, and ID the mic on the edge. And you're going to notice here that this gets picked up just fine. And obviously I've got curls. Shout out to Matt Nagy. But you could very easily see that that was picked up. Even got a cut block, so if you have a mobile quarterback, you could have rolled out. Can you see just how easily that blitz pickup was done? Cut block, now you're out and moving. If they are running this blitz as a contain, you're going to run into some of the same issues that you run into with 3-5 wide, because again, the running back struggles with contains. So if I were to go ahead and slide protect, ID the mic over here, there is a chance that that contain will loop around the running back, which is not great. You see right there that the running back actually did an okay job of holding on to him there and picking it up. Again, sometimes he's going to, other times he's not. I think it's really, really important that when you're facing this, you kind of mix up what you're doing. A lot of players get into this habit of max protecting against a 7-man blitz all the time. If they're blitzing 7, that means people are open, people are uncovered. So you're going to want to go back and forth between using a max protect 7-on-7 and sometimes going 5 out against 7 and knowing that you just need to throw the ball hot. If you can mix this up, it makes it a lot harder for your opponent to sit in this style of blitz every play. Which brings me to my next point. If they are touching up the center, it doesn't matter if I do the block the running back, slide protect, and ID the mic. Because what ends up happening is if they can make this center block their user, they're going to end up getting in someone free. Even right there in that situation, that looked pretty good. You actually just had a bunch of jumbling there in that example. So just kind of be weary. This is something that a lot of times can be very, very, very challenging. You know, if they do this, you know, that's guaranteed pressure, right? So just be advised that when that happens, they're taking their user to touch the center. That actually makes it so you can quick pass a little bit more easily. And what I mean by that is just kind of understand that if this is what they want to do and their user is now obviously touching up the center for about a second and a half before they cover, you are now tasked with a decision to make between a 7-on-7 or a simple flat throw. I mean, just literally, if they're going to do this, get the ball out, because they obviously are not going to have a user over there to cover that. Now you could use wheels, table routes, Texas routes, whatever you want, streaks out of the backfield. It's not going to matter because they're going to be caught up on the center trying to guarantee their pressure. And that's the precious second that they need to get out and cover their assignment. So again, you've got to mix up what you're doing, whether that's a 7-on-7, you know, or blocking 6 if they're not touching up, quick passing. You got to mix it all up together. That's why a lot of players struggle. I think that a lot of players become infatuated with having to pick up a max protection against a 7-man blitz rather than just kind of going through and running their offense and breathing. So very, very, very important. And that is going to bring us to our last blitz meta here in this video, which is contain loopers. Contain loopers. If you're in a formation that doesn't have play action, it is very, very, very tough to pick this up. I think that these loop blitzes are best off against like your tight Y off and not necessarily tight Y off, but like tight slots weak and, you know, formations that don't have a ton of play action plays. And let me show you what I mean. So the edge blitz 2, basically all players are doing with this is they are just running it like this, where they put the blitzing slot corner in a vert hook. And then it just kind of depends. You could most players, you want to blitz your user right here and just kind of use it in the middle of the field. And what ends up happening is the looper tends to go all the way around everybody. And you actually see right there, he stopped, which is actually not something that happens very often, believe it or not. Usually they just loop all the way around and they come in. So, you know, this is something that we've seen a little bit over the last, I would say, month. And it is tough. It can definitely be tough. I don't know if it was the tight end route that caused that, but again, you know, this is one of those blitzes that is very, very, very challenging. Right there, it actually got picked up. Again, I think a lot of players have kind of gone away from this because they do tend to be a little bit less consistent. I'm actually not even really a big fan of this style of blitz. I'm just not. But again, here, as you kind of see here, there's the loop. That is kind of more so what it looks like. Sometimes he loops all the way around that guy and comes in. Now, if you're having a situation where that guy's looping a ton and getting to your quarterback, it is literally as simple as a play action play. So let me show you what I mean. If I were to go into, for instance, the tight flex, PA post shot is a really, really good play action play. Obviously, it always is, always has been, and forever will be. But if you're facing this blitz meta, where they are setting it up like this, right? That guy, and actually, let's see, are we even set up? Yeah, okay. So our play art is glitched here.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Play action blocking schemes will make this player, more often than not, run straight into the B gap and get blocked by the left guard. The alternative is that they will actually run and still try to loop, but the guard will actually be there waiting on them. So let me show you what I mean here. If I were to go ahead and pass commit here, and I run a play action fake, something like that. You see how we run straight into the guard? That is really what you're looking at with this. So if you're facing a defensive scheme where those guys are always looping around, you just need to go simply put it into a play action, and you can kind of tap out of that play action early even if you wanted to. So when you have this guy looping, even if I'm pass committing, right? If you just call a play action fake and kind of do like a little half carry out, I mean, you see how that looks. I mean, it's actually right there, you loop the running back. But again, more often than not, once you do a play action, they're going to end up ditching this pretty quickly. So you can actually tap out of your play action fake by hitting the right trigger post snap. So you see right here, I can just do that. And you see right there that we actually have the guard waiting on him and a nice little pocket to throw to, and we hit our crosser for the 1-play score. So there you guys have it. Those are the 4 most popular blitz strategies in Madden 22 and how to pick them up. If this type of video was something that was really informational for you guys, make sure that you guys go over to Gridiron Game Plans. This is the type of content that we focus on over on my website, constantly looking at what players are doing, how it works, and then the most important thing is how you counter that when you face it, because there's a lot of players that can monkey see, monkey do in terms of the meta. You see somebody else running Midblitz 3, so you run it. It's that trickle-down version of Madden's strategy, right? But really understanding why it works and what the counters are what make good players great and make the great players into belt winners. So if you guys like this content, make sure you guys go check out the website. Make sure you guys subscribe here. We're pushing for 13,000, as you guys saw earlier in the video. And hopefully see you guys right back here tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.
Where are they?